Hello, dear friends. A warm welcome to the International Fabtalks. Today, we are really proud and honored to have a special celebrity with us. He is Dr. Venugopal Reddiar from Kansas, USA. He has a lot of wisdom, a lot of experience, and a lot of goodies to share with us. We are very inspired by this personality who has agreed to be on the International Fabtalks, share his time and share his love, and of course, create an impact in our lives. He would love to empower you through his experience and through the hard work that he's been taking all these years to share whatever he has to share today with us. So dear friends, let's go ahead and welcome our special guest. He is Dr. Venugopal Reddiar. Am I right, sir?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation from the International Fabtalks. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Dear friends, we'd like to invite our guest in a very official way. We have to share something very official about our guest. So with our guest's permission, we go ahead and try to introduce our guest in an official manner. Dear sir, will you permit me to introduce you in an official way?
Sure.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Dear friends, it's time now to get to know about our guest. A rich profile. Sir has a wonderful profile where I am in awe. It really surprises me and mesmerizes me, like how this particular individual has been able to stand tall like a giant and contribute to the society at large. Dr. Venugopal Reddiar has completed his MBBS and MD General Medicine from Trivandrum Medical College 1975 and 1979. Between that phase, he has also completed his MRCP, that is General Medicine, from UK in 1993. He's also, he's also connected to this part and completed it called as the American Board of Internal Medicine, that is in 1996, called as ABIM. He was an assistant professor of medicine in Medical College Service, and that is at Kerala till 1992. And primary care physician and behavioral scientist in USA since 1994. And his main profession, he has been a physician for more than 45 plus years. Of more than 45 years, or we say 45 plus years. And the secondary profession is really very inspiring. You will all enjoy that, my dear friends. He's a wonderful trainer, a mentor, a guide, a coach, and a brilliant public speaker for more than 35 years in the US and India. His audience are people from all walks of life. No matter who you are, you will be attracted to the way Sir speaks and shares his views and ideas. He has appeared on several TV channels, Fox News, DOORDARSHAN, ASIANET. He has also appeared on print media, The Hindu, Indian Express, Malayali, MANORAMA, etc. He has appeared on various radio program shows as well, NPR and All India Radio. And he has a set of lovely hobbies. People watching, observing how people behave, because he's a behavioral scientist, and hence he will observe how people behave, how they carry themselves, and why do they behave in a particular style. What is the reason behind it? He's into that field. He's also into graphology, that is handwriting expert, try to understand you, why you behave like that with the help of graphology. He's a wonderful thinker, a great philosopher, and he loves doing stand-up comedy as well. And so we have our special celebrity sharing the space with us, and we're going to get a lot from Sir today. Let's go ahead and have a lovely time and interview our special celebrity, Dr. Venugopal Reddiar. Sir, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And we welcome all our other guests who have joined us. Thank you so much for being with us today. Dear sir, we go on with the first round of the interview, the main round of the interview. How would you define yourself? Who is the real Mr. Venugopal? Or Dr. Venugopal, you could say. Or only Venugopal? How would you define yourself?
I am not a hypocrite. By that, what I mean is, I preach what I practice, and I practice what I preach. I walk the talk. And that is what I find very, very few people do that one. So I'm not a hypocrite. I'm proud about that one. And I'm a person who will call a spade a spade. And I'm a person who is not afraid or ashamed to tell truth. That is how I would describe myself.
Wonderful, sir. That's a very honest way of putting yourself out. I am not a hypocrite. And that is the first time I've received this answer on this platform. I've been in touch with over 200 people who I've spoken to, but the lovely answer, I'm not a hypocrite. I walk the talk, and I don't preach something and do something. It's very nice that you put that so clearly. You're a very honest person. So I get to know that you've been through a lot of experiences. So truth triumphs. That's all I can say. So it's truth that really is the central part of the universe, where we all should focus on truth. And today being Diwali, we focus on the beautiful fact that you're a very honest person and not a hypocrite. We love that. That's really nice. Dear sir, in certain cases, many of us, we tend to become hypocrites ourselves. We undergo a lot of stress. When we undergo a lot of stress, we mismanage things in our lives. How do you de-stress? How do you manage to remain so calm, composed, and be frank, call a spade a spade? Many of us try to avoid that, and take a lot of stress and try to give false information or manipulate things. But the way you said, I call a spade, and I'm not afraid of anything. I would like you to share with us, how do we de-stress according to you?
Simple. I don't like to talk about things which are purely theoretical. I have empowered, I use the word empowered, myself by investing my time and energy to acquire 7 life skills. 7 life skills. Those 7 life skills, they are indispensable. Those 7 life skills enables me to manage my time efficiently and handle any kind of adversity. Stress means adversity, an unexpected thing or event which poses a challenge or a threat. That is when people feel stressed. So I am very good at handling adversity because of these 7 life skills. Do you want to know what those 7 life skills are?
Yes, sir. We are eager to know about it. Yes, sir.
Okay. Number 1, whole brain thinking skills. I use the word whole brain thinking skills, not just thinking skills. What I mean by whole brain thinking skill is left brain. Certain problems or challenges should be handled by using the left brain thinking. Certain other issues, challenges, using the right brain. Certain problems, both left and right, whole brain. So I know when to use my left brain, when to use my right brain, when to use my whole brain. So that is the number 1 skill. Okay, now you have thought about this one. Then, after thinking, you have to put into words or communicate with people. That is where the second skill, that is verbal communication skill, that is using the right words so that there won't be any ambiguity. There won't be any misunderstanding. And even a person without what you call college education will be able to understand what you're talking about. So, verbal communication skill. That also I empowered myself through self-education. Then the third skill is non-verbal communication skill. That is the body language. What you say is important, but the how you say is more important. And most of the conflicts are because of the inappropriate use of the body language. Because we don't get any formal training in how to communicate non-verbally. I also didn't know how to communicate effectively. But when I came across a book called People Watching, subsequently a book, Body Language by Julius Fast, 38 years back. Yes, that one stimulated my interest. Then I have done a lot of reading and research. I must have given hundreds of talks and conducted tens of seminars and workshops on nonverbal communication. So that is the third skill. So when you have that third skill again, you ask me, how am I able to sit calmly? Because I try to avoid or prevent conflict. So that is the third skill. Fourth skill is people skill. That is where the emotional intelligence and everything comes into play. When you work with the teams and other groups. Then the fifth skill is time management skill. Some people are effective, but they're not efficient. So when you're efficient, then obviously you will have more free time. Everybody is talking about work-life balance and work-life balance. If you are efficient, then you will be able to finish your work in, suppose you have 8 hours, you'll be able to finish that one in 8 hours. Then you have the free time. So you can use it for balancing with the non-work related activities. So time management skills. Then sixth one, that is memorizing skills. That is a memory power. That is very important. There are certain tactics. And lastly, when you combine everything, stress management skills. 7. So since I empowered myself with these 7 life skills, I'm able to enjoy life. That is my answer.
Beautiful, sir. That's very nice. You started off with the whole brain concept and ended with stress management. You know, this is how you do it. Communication, bodily gestures, your verbal communication, time management, people's, how to deal with people's communication. You said, I have written all of that down, connecting with people in the right way. All of this is really so interesting. And you put them into 7 pillars that has really made you who you are today. Wonderful. And I like the concept, the right brain, the left brain, when to use the right brain, when to use the left part, and when to use it as a whole. That's all very interesting. And how you communicate, you think, you talk, the way you move your hands and bodily movements. You mentioned a book also. That's wonderful. Thank you very much. And definitely, it really will help many of us. Thank you, sir. Dear sir, now you are an inspiration. You already know that you've been 45 plus years in the industry of, or we could say the medical field. And apart from that, 35 plus years as a trainer, as a coach, as a mentor, as a public speaker, etc. You have a lot of experience. But let me know, who was your inspiration? Who was behind all of this that you've been achieving so far? Whom did you observe, or where did you draw your inspiration from?
I have plenty of role models. I cannot say one particular person. And during my childhood days, I used to watch movies. Not only then, now also I watch a lot of movies. For your information, every day I watch a movie.
Oh, great. That's wonderful.
So that means more than 300 movies in a year. And then you may wonder, how are you able to? Time management, work-life balance. That is, I don't get 30 hours a day. I also get just 24 hours a day. I watch a movie every day. And from the movie, one actor who subsequently became a politician also and Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. His name
MGR?
is MGR, MG Ramachandran, my hero. because he is a man who, that is, he never used to play negative, this one, character. All virtues. He wouldn't drink alcohol in real life also. Non-smoker. And always fighting for the poor. And he was like a Karna. You know, in the Mahabharata, the Karna, lavishly he would donate. And after his death also, his own house, nearly 1 acre, that one, he donated it for the deaf and dumb school. So he was my inspiration. During my childhood days, a movie, always he fights for justice, and he never, that one, treats anybody badly, and his language and everything. So MGR and his movies, he made sure that the songs, there will be some motivational songs. Always. So MGR, one person. Then my own father. My own father, that is I don't think that I will ever see a person like my father. His formal education, 4th grade. Lot of wisdom and common sense. And from the values. He was never greedy. He was hardworking. He never cheated anybody. And he is also a person, he preaches what he practices. And if he says yes, it is a yes. If he says no, it is a no. No, nobody can pressurize him to force him to change. Yes is yes. But he wouldn't say yes or no immediately. He will think about it. Then always when he says response, yes. He used to mean what he used to say. So these are the 2 personalities who played a big role in shaping my personality.
Brilliant, sir. Thank you so much for sharing. That's really very nice. We really appreciate Mr. MGR, who's been the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. Dr. MGR also, he's called as, if I'm not mistaken. That's really nice. And your dad also, you said, my father, a great inspiration. He practices what he preaches, and he never says yes or no on the spot. He gives it a thought. That's really nice. You should be very thoughtful before giving a reply. Just don't blurt out or be impulsive in your replies. So even when you're sharing with us, you're very conscious of every word that you're putting forth, sir. That's really very nice. That's nice. Thank you very much for sharing this important information about you, that who are your inspirations. In fact, you are an inspiration to all of us, the way you speak with clarity. And clarity is power. And that's what we love. People who have clarity about their lives, clarity of what they want to convey to the society. That's really nice. Dear sir, as a kid, how were you? Were you the naughty one? Were you mischievous? Did you get beating in school? Or were you very shy? How were you, sir, when you were a little kid?
When I was a kid, I was very timid. You know what the word meaning timid? Timid is you are nervous, shy, and not confident. That is because, my last name is Reddiar. Reddy from Andhra. When they migrated, the Reddy migrated from Andhra to Tamil Nadu, the name became Reddiar. And my parents migrated from Tamil Nadu to Kerala. And they treated me like an alien. So I was belittled and I was bullied during my school days. I was not able to enjoy at all. They would call me, mock at me. And at that time when I went to school, I was already trilingual. I could speak Telugu at home. I could speak Tamil because my neighborhoods, the socioeconomically poor Muslims from Tamil Nadu. So I used to talk to them in Tamil. School Malayalam. So in the school, suppose there is another kid who can also speak Tamil. When I used to speak, others would mock at me. They would call me Pandi. I didn't know what it is. And from the body language expression, I got that is okay. Speaking Tamil language is something you are inferior. Actually, I didn't realize. Actually, I was really superior. They can speak only one language. I could speak 3 languages. I didn't realize that one. So they made me feel inferior. Then I stopped talking Tamil. In the school, I wouldn't talk in Tamil at all. And because of that one, I felt that I am inferior. So I never used to participate in any extracurricular activities. So it was like I was like a recluse. The school day memories, not at all pleasant for me.
Yes, I get that, sir. I get that. When you were explaining, I could even form a visual picture in my mind, the way you were conversing with the little boy in Tamil and how they were teasing you and calling you Pandi. But then you said, I had the skills of 3 languages with me. I just had to give it a thought. Yes, that's really nice. Sometimes we do have bad experiences in school. Yes, and I too do have, because I've seen my teachers favoring those children who belong to the richer class. We belong to the normal middle class. So I've seen many of my teachers prioritizing those children who came by car and their parents brought them gifts or roses. You know, I felt segregated at that moment. I could also share that today on this platform. Thank you for sharing. That is really very nice. Dear sir, you mentioned about a book with regard to body language. Is there any other book you would like to suggest for us which would create an impact in our lives if we ever laid our hands and read the book?
Number 1 book, Whole Brain Thinking. A must-read book. Hardly some 300 or 350 pages only.
Hardly 300 pages, sir.
Pardon?
Hardly 300 to 350 pages.
50 pages, but it is very concentrated.
Yes.
You cannot, just like that, in a day, don't try to read more than 10 pages. And the author is one, Jacqueline Wonder and Priscilla Donovan. And that was published first edition somewhere in the mid-80s. Wonderful book. 10 pages, read. When you read, you know. Knowing is not enough. Then you must understand. Many people, they know many things. They don't even understand what that is about. So after knowing, you must sit and reflect on that one. It is something like chewing a food. A solid food, without chewing, if you swallow, there'll be indigestion. The same way, you chew well. So you just reflect on that one. Then you will understand. Once you understand that one, understanding is not enough. Many people, they know something, they understand, but they don't apply. The third step is apply. The knowledge, unless the knowledge is applied, that knowledge is useless. That is what I see. So that whole brain thinking, it won't cost much. I think Amazon, you may be able to buy in Indian rupee value, maybe some 300 or 400 rupees, which you may be spending even for buying one chicken biryani. Okay, so it is not that costly. But you must take 1 month, patiently read, then you practice. Then comes the communication. People watching. Beautiful book, lavishly illustrated with color photographs by Desmond Morris. He was an anthropologist, British anthropologist. And he has authored another book, Man Watching, People Watching. I think that I don't want to give a long list of books, then people won't do anything. Too many examples, they will feel overwhelmed. So at least 2 books. One, Whole Brain Thinking. Second one, Man Watching or People Watching.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing. That was really very nice. Yes, if possible, I would lay my hands on them very soon and read them. And maybe I could get back to you and we could have a conversation on on those two beautiful books. That's
Sure.
really nice. Dear sir, how would you want to be remembered in this world and why should people remember you?
First of all, I'm not very keen that others should remember me. Although I don't have any kind of thing that I should become immortal. No. Billions of people, they lived and billions of people died. And how many people we do remember? Very few. So I don't have any dream to be immortal. Only thing is, if at all my family members, they should remember that, okay, he was a very loving, caring person. Especially my son, that is, he should always remember that it's okay, my dad never neglected or ignored my needs. And he was always available. He put my needs above. And he was always available to address my issues. Always. So that is how I want my son to remember. Then my friends to remember, yeah, he was a very warm, nice guy. And he never treated anybody as with a disrespect. And he was always approachable and he was always helpful. Then my patients, I want them to remember, okay, Dr. Reddiar, he is a very good listener and he, that is, did the right things. He never, that is, used this profession to make money. I have not done anything unethical in my life. I would never order any investigation, CT scan, MRI scan. These days, I find plenty of doctors. I'm not saying that all doctors, plenty of doctors for money. They'll get kickback. Kickback unnecessarily. Any headache, 98% of the headache patients, they don't require any CT scan. It's not required. But what I find is they are unnecessarily CT scan, MRI scan, and so my patients again would remember Dr. Reddiar. And I wouldn't write an antibiotic unless it is really indicated. And I write the most inexpensive medicine so that they can afford. So my patients, I want them to say, Dr. Reddiar, he practiced ethical medicine. He was very professional. And I update my knowledge about medicine. So that is what my patients do. Then my co-workers, remember, oh, Dr. Reddiar was a good team player. He was a very good team player. That is, he always was very pleasant. Then my punctuality, time management. For your information, in the hospital where I used to work, not even one day I was late by 1 second reporting to work. Because in USA, that is winter, snowing, all those things. I check the weather. The weather is winter prediction snowing. Then I would leave at least 20 minutes earlier that day. So every year, every physician, we have to submit a self-evaluation report to the supervisor so that they will decide how much bonus they would want to give. My first point starts with saying 100% punctuality in reporting for work. I told you in the beginning, walk the talk, time management. And today also you must have noticed, I told you I'll be there, I'll log on at least 5 minutes before. Yes. Before that, I checked everything. So that is what I want my son to remember. That is how I want my friends to remember. That is how I want my patients to remember. That is how I want my coworkers to remember. Then all these people who had the opportunity to participate in my training programs and listen to this one, I want them to remember, okay, Dr. Reddiar shared some useful information, and Dr. Reddiar empowered me with more knowledge and skills for a successful and happy life.
Wonderful, sir. That's really so nice. You shared all of that. That's really very nice. Thank you so much. And definitely, sir, you will be remembered for all the good that you have done. And I really appreciate you and thank you for being one of the best doctors. To be very ethical, to be very genuine when you deal with patients. Most of the doctors, I wouldn't like to name anyone in particular or any country in particular, most of them have commercialized the word doctor. The medical expenses have really skyrocketed like anything. For no rhyme or reason, people are being asked to go in for scans, etc., even if it is not a necessity. That's really nice. I like the way you said 98% of the headaches you don't require, so and so. Like, that's really nice. Beautiful. Dear sir, we go on to the next question, sir. Holidays, being a doctor, being a trainer, this is all 365 days, 24/7. You will be connected on in these areas. You cannot snatch away some holidays very easily. But did you ever get time off? And if yes, which was your favorite holiday destination? And if no, which would be your favorite holiday destination?
Okay, I never worked like a machine. Never. Right now, I'm not working, but when I used to work, go to hospital, every year, I would avail my vacation time. That is up to 5 weeks. I was working in a federal government hospital. So you are eligible for 28 days of annual leave. So if it is a 5-day week, 28 days means 5 weeks. So I wouldn't take any leave during the year. I accumulate everything, and 5 weeks, I would go to India, my home place, and I would spend my time with my family there. My parents were alive at that time, and my other siblings and my friends. That is what I used to do. So I never used to say, oh, I am busy, I cannot make it. Oh, in America, No, some people, they who want to make more money, they wouldn't avail that leave. They would go and work on weekends also in some hospital in the emergency room to make extra money. No. That is after 8 to 4:30 is my daily routine. After 4:30, I leave my beeper inside my office. Salam. Then I go home. Weekend, again, I chose the job where I don't have to take work on weekends. Weekends are free for socializing or pursuing my hobbies. So I'm a person, no, work life, 100% balanced life.
Wonderful, sir. Great. Thank you for sharing. That's really very nice to know that you are managing time very well. You gave your best. That's really nice. Dear sir, the next question coming up. And you said like you visited India, spent time with your family, friends in India for almost 28 days, as you mentioned. That's nice. Dear sir, what is that one thing you love about yourself? This is me, Dr. Venugopal Reddiar. And this is the inner core quality of mine. And I admire, respect my own self because I am this. What is that special thing about you?
I've been able to know the difference between a need and a want. So I never went after gratifying wants. The real stress in the life is because people don't realize the difference between a need and a want. They go after the wants, and they make their own life a hell. All sorts of financial problems, the root causes, living beyond their means. I never. And for your information, I should go into the Guinness Book of Records. Even after being in the USA for more than 3 decades, I don't own even a single cent of property. I don't have my own house. I don't have my own house. I live in an apartment, and it is a small apartment. What do I need? I need a place where shelter, to a safe place to sleep. And I don't compare myself to others. I don't compare myself to others. So because of that, I'm very peaceful. So that is how I consider myself to be a different person.
Yes, I understand that. That's really nice to be humble and to be unique, to be simple and yet be, one different person who has it like that. I don't take anything and go with me from this world. I have to leave everything behind. And so, you have a very simplistic way of living, a minimalist living, I could say that, a style of living like that. If I'm not mistaken, could I use that word, minimalist living? A minimalist.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
As you said, wants and needs, to be very careful to identify them, not to fall into traps of, financial burden. That's really nice. Well said, sir. Dear sir, is there any area in the world you would want to bring a change? There are several places in the world, several areas where change has to be brought about by any one of us or by all of us. Which area you would like to focus your energies to bring a change about, or to bring the needed change?
Okay. I'm going to be a bit philosophical.
Yes.
Philosophy deals with the truth and fact, the mindset.
Superb.
The world we have to change, the mindset of the people should change. And usually people find it difficult to change their own mindsets. So that being so, trying to change the mindset of millions or billions of people, no, I wouldn't dare. That is something like a mission impossible task. So the world, most of the things are outside my control. I don't lose my sleep by thinking about how can I change the world? What can I do? No, that is out of this one.
It's really nice. So I have a question like this. You were in the medical field, you were a doctor and contributed to the medical field in a very nice way. How did this enter into your mind that I want to train people, coach people, public speaking? Was this just a hobby, or how did the journey start?
Okay, very good question. Everything happened by chance. Because after my post-graduation, that is MD qualification, then I applied for a job in the medical college service. It's a teaching job. The title was Tutor in Medicine. And I was selected, and I started that one, and suddenly I felt diffidence. How to teach? Because school teachers, they get the BA training. There's no training in how to teach. So I'm a good learner. That doesn't mean that I'll be a good teacher. And then comes, whether you teach, whether you're a good teacher or bad teacher, salary is same. And your promotion is purely at the base of seniority. You don't have to prove anything. So I looked around. More than 80% of my teachers during my MBBS days, they were awful. Their classes were so boring. That is, a person with severe insomnia will get very good sleep if they go and listen to those teachers. So boring. And we used to go because 80% attendance was mandatory if you want to sit for the university examination. And we used to make fun of those teachers. So that one crossed my mind. hey, if I am a pathetic teacher, the students will again make fun of me. And so I don't want the students to say, oh, Dr. Reddiar, they used to call me Reddy sir. Reddy sir, oh, class is so boring. I didn't want anybody to say that. So what did I do? I went to a British Council library. There was a library in Trivandrum. And I went there, and first time I went into the education section. Previously, I used to go to the medicine, education, pedagogy, and teaching, classroom management, everything. I borrowed books and I went through everything. From that, I was able to learn many tactics, how to motivate students, how to this one. Okay, I told you, knowing is not enough. Then you must understand. Understanding is not enough. You must apply. And every week, that is, I had the opportunity to take classes on 3 days. So I applied whatever I learned there. Then I realized, okay, that my vocabulary was poor. My English language vocabulary was poor. Okay, that is a deficiency. Then I worked on expanding my vocabulary. I started subscribing to Hindu newspaper. Before that, I used to read only the Malayalam newspapers. Then I used to come across plenty of new words. Then I bought very good dictionary and learned all those new words. And when my vocabulary was expanded, then I applied the teaching tactics. The students started loving my class. And I was able to get a feedback from the house audience. They said, hey, sir, they like your class. Then I want to test further. Then I told the students that in my class, I'm not going to take attendance. If you find my class interesting and useful, you come to my class. Otherwise, you don't come. I don't want you to waste your time because you don't have to worry about attendance. Then I was a bit curious to know how many students will show up. Almost 95% of the students, they would show up. And 5%, they joined the medical profession because their parents compelled them to join the medical. They were very happy. Okay, they wouldn't come to my class or anybody else's class if they are given that opportunity. So I learned, okay, I'm a excellent teacher. So that boosted my self-confidence. Then subsequently, my passion for self-education, I started reading and body language when I came across books. First time to my students, I said, okay, body language of patients, I'm going to talk about. Nobody has talked about body language of patients. And when I talked that one, it became very popular. Then subsequently, another department, he asked me to give a talk there, and his daughter, she was in an arts college. And they invited me to give a talk there on body language. You asked me a question, how did I get into this training and all those things? There also, the applause and everything I received, then I realized, yes. Then I used to read transaction analysis, books on transaction and everything. And I listened to a management association meeting. And there, the Hindustan Latex, who used to make the condom at that time, latex, the condom, Nirod, and the MD, he was sitting next to me. And he got acquainted with me. And he was curious, you are a doctor? And you have come to this management association meeting? What kind of books do you read? Then I told him, read about transaction analysis. Okay, can you do a workshop for our employees? I said, yes. So on a Saturday, I went and did a workshop. And at the end of that workshop, they gave me a check, 2,500 rupees. My monthly salary was only 1,050 rupees. So 1,250 rupees working for 4 months and 1 day workshop, 2,500. Now you got the answer. That went, okay, there's a good market. And so I became a trainer like that.
Brilliant, brilliant. The journey is really beautiful when you shared that with us. That's really very nice. You made your class interesting for everyone. And when you knew the market was really good as a trainer, you benefited a lot. And then you've seen a slight transition, or maybe you wanted to share your energies equally. That's really nice, sir. To take up opportunities that come your way. Wonderful. Dear sir, any dream projects still to be completed?
No.
A big no.
Because I know that life is uncertain,
Yes.
life is unpredictable, and you live in the present. Living in the present itself is very difficult for many people. So if you think about the future, that will create anxiety. If you live in the past, then you will have guilt feelings, regret. So I try to live in the present. Every day, things which I can do, I do. Only short-term goals. No, 5 years from now, where will you be? 10 years from now, where will you be? No. Kal ho na ho. There is a movie and a song. Okay? That is it. No dream projects, nothing.
Yes, sir. Dear sir, that's really nice to share that. You also mentioned kal ho ya na ho. That's really nice. Or ye bhi kah diya ki bhai, you said the song, something like that. Would you oblige singing for us?
That song, Kal ho na ho?
Any song of your choice.
Or any song of my choice, then Ninaithadai nadathiye mudipavan nan nan nan. That is an MGR movie song.
Yes.
What it means is Ninaithadai nadathiye mudipavan. Whatever you want to do, if you decide that one, you will do it. Whatever be the objection, the hurdles, you won't give up, you won't give in. That is what I am. If I decide to do something, so that decision should come from within. If I decide, if I'm self-motivated, then whatever be the hurdles, I won't back off. That is what that song, that motivational song, Ninaithadai nadathiye mudipavan nan 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 manathile tunichalai valarthavan nan nan. In my mind, courage. Manathile tunichalai. So, I am a person with a lot of courage. I'm not bragging because we don't have enough time. Because in America, I engaged in 9 legal battles for when they treated me with the discrimination. I didn't put up with that one. I fought. And I won 6 cases. And 3 cases settled. And many people tried to discourage me. I said, you are a fool. You cannot. What are you doing? They have gun here. This is a country with a gun. Somebody may come and shoot you. No. My courage. I said, no. If they come and shoot me, that's good for me. Because I die immediately without any suffering. That's good. When Gandhi was also shot, when Gandhiji was caught, he said, hey Ram, he died. That is it. I'm not afraid of death. So that is what it is. That is that song. Okay.
That's really nice, sir. Thank you, sir, for sharing. That's really nice. How would you define this? Smart work and hard work, according to you, and from your experience?
Simple. I don't work hard.
Well,
I work that is smart. If you want to work smart, those 7 life skills are absolutely essential. Smart work is, that is being efficient, number 1. You know the difference between effectiveness and efficiency.
yes.
If you have a 100-watt bulb, ordinary bulb, if you use that one for 5 hours, I'm giving you an example. Suppose it consumes 2 units of the electricity, energy. You have to pay that much money. If you have an LED lamp, very same 100 watts output, the power consumption will be less. The same way, any work, if you are efficient, then you can do that one. A 2-hour work, you can finish that one within 1 hour. That is smart work. Then if you sharpen your communication skill, when I interact with patients that I have seen at work, in that clinic, there are 14 patients, 14 doctors, including me. We have identical workload. Every day we have to see around 15 patients. The tour of duty is from morning 8 to evening 4:30. With all pride, if anybody has got any doubt, I can give you the names of my nurses and their telephone numbers. You can talk to them, whether I am telling the truth or not. I was the only doctor who used to finish my work by 4:15. Then I would sit there for another 15 minutes and then go and socialize with my other people. Then I would leave. Other providers, other doctors, they used to stay there till 5:30 or 6:30. That is not smart work. That is hard work. For me, this smart work, everything done. And when I explain things to the patients, most of the time they understand very well because I use simple, plain language. And the non-verbal communication, I look into their eyes. When they are saying their symptoms, I don't stare at the computer screen. I turn around and look at them and listen to them. So they get immense satisfaction and they develop more confidence and trust. Because of that, they won't ask a lot of questions. If I tell them this is what I would like you to do, no questions. So smart work. So patient management, volume and everything. So Crystal G, my advice, those who are watching this one, it is not an option. Don't postpone it. Empower yourself with these 7 life skills. Empower. There is no magic bullet. Nothing else. Yoga, meditation, they are good for different, but not if you want to do smart work. Yoga, meditation is not going to help. These 7 life skills. That's it.
Yes. Thank you, sir, so much for sharing. It is really very nice of you to share all of that and to give a good clarity to us. Sir, would you like to mention a few of your best friends today on this platform? Yes, these were the best friends who were with me and are still with me.
Now I have plenty of good friends. So if I forget to mention some names and subsequently they watch this video, I don't want them to feel, hey, basically many people have their own ego. And some people, if I forget to mention their names. So
yes, I get that. Because many of the celebrities who come here, they avoid answering this question. They say pass. As you said, you may leave out somebody and that may hurt them as well. In a short span of time, you just can't bring out everybody's name or recall everyone's name. So what is all about you going into stand-up comedy, making people smile, making people happier? What is all about that? Could you share something about it?
Sure, because I love humor. And again, for the stress relief also, I watch the comedy scenes in Tamil movies, Hindi movies, Malayalam movies, and English movies. For example, I must have watched the Choti Si Baat and Golmaal Amol Palekar movies several times. And in Tamil, Vivek, Vadivelu, Angavelu, then Nagesh, M.R. Radha, numerous times. Malayalam, Jagadish Srikumar, then Srinivasan, Innocent, the hero Mohanlal movies again. So I love humor. So, and my favorite hobby is thinking. So whenever I see a news, suddenly, sometimes it makes me laugh. I see humor in that one. Then stand-up comedy, I don't just crack some stale jokes from internet or WhatsApp jokes. No, my own original is this one. And I used to give a talk, PowerPoint presentation, a 20-minute talk with PowerPoint. I don't know whether anybody else has done in India with the PowerPoint. And every week, when I was in India from 2009 to 2014 to be with my father because he was not doing well. So I resigned my job. For me, money is not a priority. more important, relationship. Friendships, relationships. I give more value to that one. My father never asked me to resign the job. He never asked me to come and stay there. But for my, that is my mind, inner voice said that, hey, he cared for you. He took care of you. And you are now what you are because of your dad. And do you want to neglect that one, him, and go back to USA to make few crores? No. My answer was, inner voice, no. So, and that 5.5 years when I was there, every month I used to go and give this stand-up comedy performance. So I must have given more than 60 or 70. Then subsequently, some big companies, they invited me to give talks, and I was paid well. I was invited to go there in Kochi and do stress relief sessions. So that's what I do.
Yes, that's really very nice, sir. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much. Is there any quote that comes to your mind quickly? When I say share a quote, share a quotation, a proverb. Yes, sir.
Okay, Crystal ji. One of my hobbies is reading and collecting quotations and proverbs. I have a personal collection of more than 40,000 quotations and proverbs, which I started collecting 40 years ago. Every day I end up reading easily 10 to 15 quotations or few proverbs. Because every week I give talks and I use quotations. And one quotation, very motivational, everybody, please, this quotation is worth remembering. By Albert Hubbard, his advice, that's a quotation. If you are afraid of criticism, do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. Many people are afraid of criticism. Because of that fear, they don't even try anything. Obviously, they don't enjoy life. Criticism learned from the politicians. Is Modi ji or Rahul ji, they are afraid of any criticism? No. Indian population 140 crores. Nearly easily some 30 to 40 crore people will be every day complaining about Modi ji or Rahul ji. So if you are afraid of criticism, do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. That is one quotation. Then another quotation that is this week I read, because I'm going to give a talk on Thursday, how to get mental peace. So I always do a lot of reading and research to make sure that is whatever the content of my presentation is authentic. So I came across that is Satya Sai Baba. It doesn't matter whether it is Satya Sai Baba or Hitler or whether it is a Stalin. I look at the message, not who said it. The message. When somebody approached Satya Sai Baba and told him, I want peace. So Sai Baba's advice, you remove that I. I means ego. Want is desire. If you remove your ego and desire, yes, you already have the peace. So that is the quotation. Okay.
Great, sir. And you have a collection of 40,000 plus. That's really very nice.
Right.
I guess one day we'll have a session where you could share all of your quotations with us, and love to have you on many more international Fab Talks, because you're a fabulous person with lots of knowledge, wisdom. You know what you're sharing. You know how to correlate your words. You're very careful with everything and very mindful of, of how you present yourself, what you want to share with others. Brilliant, sir. Clarity of thoughts. I love that. That's nice.
If you want,
yes,
if
sir,
you want, I'll be glad to have another talk exclusively on quotations.
Sure.
Only 1 hour talk, quotations about different aspects of our life.
Sure, definitely. It would be a privilege for us. It would be really a wonderful thing. Yes, definitely. Dear sir, you've been in the medical field, into coaching, into training, into stand-up comedy. Which was your proudest moment? Wow, this is what I felt I achieved. It made me feel good. I feel a great feeling within me. It's a satisfaction, you could say.
Okay, that is when I'm able to. That is a person with low self-confidence or low self-esteem. When I am able to help that person overcome that feeling, and when I am able to motivate, and through the mentoring, when I am able to make him grow mentally, intellectually, that one gives me immense satisfaction. And when I see that is that person who thought that he will never succeed in life, when I find that person thriving, not surviving, and that person is thriving because of my mentoring, that gives me immense satisfaction.
Super, brilliant. I love this answer. Hats off to you for this. I love to see them thriving. That's really nice. Because of my mentorship, because of my guidance, whatever it could be, I love to see people thriving. What a way to share that, Most of us are jealous. Most of us have this ego that I should be the best and not the others. When you see others thrive, that's a different satisfaction. And you being the reason for them to thrive in life is really awesome. Wonderful, sir. Dear sir, do you love pets? Do you have one?
I don't have one. I love pets. I love observing and patting the pets of my neighbors and other friends, especially dogs and cats. My son, he is a cat lover. He has got encyclopedic knowledge about all the cats. And sometimes he tests this one. I know. I said, I don't know. Come on, I don't know. He will ask, do you know the caracal? Have you seen the caracal? I said, what caracal? In Tamil Nadu, there's a place called the caracal, but I don't know anything about other than caracal. So he shows me that picture. And when he came here just 2 months back, he wanted to go to a cedar cove that is only mainly cats. Cats means the small cats and the wildlife cats, the lion, tiger, and puma, all those things. It was some 25 miles from me here. I went along with him. I enjoyed that visit, seeing those animals. So I love pets, and even the birds also I love, but I don't like the birds being caged.
So that's really nice, because I'm also a cat lover. I would love to meet your son. I would like him to come for a session and share all of that knowledge which he has on cats, because I love cats. That's really nice to know.
Krishalji, I assume he'll be willing to be interviewed and talk about all these cats. And he also does stand-up comedy and a comic show and all those. And he's a very good communicator.
That's really nice. Very nice to know, sir. I'll be really happy to have him on my show, and especially for cats, and as well as an interview as well. That's really nice. Thank you for adding on to this show, that, adding on that, where I have this love of fur cats. I would like to know more about them. That's really nice. Dear sir, how many languages are you conversant in?
5 languages. That is Malayalam, Tamil, Hindi, Telugu, and English.
That's really nice. Thank you, sir. Dear sir, what do you have to share with us today with regard to mental health awareness?
That is a very good question. Unfortunately, millions of people are not aware of the fact mental health is most important. They run after the physical health. A sound mind, without a sound mind, the body will have all sorts of problems. Just take a car, again, the engine. Everything else exterior is good, okay, leather seat and everything well polished and everything. But the engine is not crappy. Even the computer also, the operating system, it is the mind that is the one. And mental health. There, Krishalji, I have given many talks on this topic. In my webinars, stress itself I gave 8 talks about the stress, distress, and eustress. And just last week, I gave my talk on how to break mental prisons that the people are living, that is the negative thoughts, negative emotions. Then this week, I'm going to give my talk on how to get mental peace. And in one line, if you want to say, know the difference between needs and wants. If you stop going after the wants, your mental health will be good. Simple remedy.
Wonderful, sir. That's really nice. Dear sir, if you were given an opportunity, just assume it, if you were given an opportunity, a time device in your hand, and you just have to click one of the buttons that will take you into the past. And there you had to go and relive somebody's life. Whose life you would love to relive?
Thomas Alva Edison.
Wow.
Inventor. He changed the whole, that is how we live, that electric bulb. Then music industry and movie industry, gramophone record, everything. And another more than 700 or 800 patents to his name and the inventions. So Thomas Alva Edison, self-educated. That is the word. I always tell, the formal education will help you to survive maybe. If you want to thrive, self-education. That is how, that is I empowered self-education. I advise everybody to stop watching the TV news, useless. And the TV debates, political debates, useless. And easiest way to gain knowledge is read quotations, quotes, and the proverbs. Simple. You don't even have to read their biography, autobiography. A quotation, yes, this is what that person. That's more than enough. That's more than enough. That's what I do.
I resonate with you, sir, on this. 100%. That's really nice. Wonderful. I like that. Dear sir, now we go into the future. What type of changes do you visualize in the next 50 years for all of us? Any 2 changes you could discuss?
First of all, Krishalji, just think about this. Just 50 years back, did we know that is, there'll be computer in every house, there'll be a laptop and online trading, and we'll be doing webinars like this, and we have a smartphone, video phone calls? No, nobody could. For example, you cannot predict the future. Have you heard the name, the Thomas Watson? Have you?
Watson, I've heard, like Thomas Watson, I might have heard, but I don't know. I vaguely remember his
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad, because Thomas Watson was the CEO of the IBM. IBM, you know, that International Business Machines, IBM. And in 1943, I'm going to quote his own words. There'll be a world market for maybe 5 computers. His prediction was
5 computers.
There'll be a world market for maybe 5 computers. And have you heard the name Lord Kelvin?
Yes.
Lord Kelvin. He lived mostly in the 19th century, and he died sometime around, say, 1907, I think. And mathematician, scientist, and Royal Society president in the England at that time. Very eminent person. And when the Röntgen, you know, that is a Wilhelm Röntgen discovered the X-rays. And in 1895, he discovered that one. And this guy made a comment in 1900. X-rays, it is a hoax. X-rays, it is a hoax. Useless. 1901, Röntgen was awarded the Nobel Prize, and we know the X-ray. So his prediction. And then again, the radio also, he said sometime in 1897, radio has no future. Was it true, right? No. So there are plenty of such predictions. So it will be foolish if somebody says that in 50 years from now, this thing. Now, artificial intelligence, did we think about that one? Now I'm finding it difficult to understand a lot about the AI, how it works. So the future, live in the present, enjoy life, and eat. If you like chicken biryani, eat chicken biryani. If you like some ice cream, eat it in moderation and have fun. Don't worry about, think and worry about the future, and don't live in the past and live with the guilt feelings and regret. That is all.
Great, sir. That's very nice of, bringing me right into the present moment. I was just expecting what are the answers going to be now. But you said, yes, concentrate on the present. Let the future be where it is. Let time take over. But now enjoy your present, either with the biryani or with ice cream in moderation. That's really nice. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. Dear sir, one important major question here, sir, before we end the talk show. Constructive criticism. How do we take constructive criticism?
Yes. Okay, constructive criticism. Criticism itself has a negative connotation. But constructive criticism, I would say, that is a feedback. I always used to use the word feedback. If a feedback, you receive a feedback about your anything, whatever your actions or whatever it is, from a person, you must first find out what is the intention. What is the intention of that person giving that feedback or criticism? Whether solicited or unsolicited, doesn't matter. If that the agenda, is there any hidden agenda? Or what is the motive? If that motive is to help you succeed in life, in your well-being, then you sit and examine that criticism. Don't become defensive. This one, never try to rationalize. Don't become defensive. Just to say, oh, thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, for that feedback. Okay, thank you. That's it. You are not agreeing. You are not disagreeing. Then you carefully analyze. For example, in my case, when I was, that is 35 years back, when I went to address a group of psychology students to give a talk in an arts college, the talk was received very well. They gave me plenty of applause and everything. Okay, I felt great. And after this session, one of the faculty members and gave me a feedback privately and said that, okay, your talk was that one informative and very new information, and the stories you shared, they are all very interesting, they are all relevant, and do you mind if I give my a constructive criticism? Then I said, no problem, because I'm a person, basically open-minded person, and most of the doctors, they have a lot of ego, and I'm a person, I don't let ego stand in the way. Go ahead. And that person said, you use verbal fillers often. Then what do you mean by verbal fillers? What kind of verbal fillers? And is that you say frequently, you know. So in your talk, you must have used that expression around 15 or 20 times. I was totally unaware of that one. It is something like snoring. A person who snores, that person is not aware that he is snoring. Somebody else will say, yeah, you snore. The same way, I was not aware that I was using these fillers. Then after that, with the conscious effort, I was able to get rid of verbal fillers. You didn't hear me saying even once, So that is a constructive criticism. I welcome constructive criticism. My own son gives constructive criticism. I love that one. He corrects me because now he can English. He can speak English better than this one. So the other day when I made some other expression and he corrected me. Okay, no ego because it is my son. He is correcting me. Who are you to tell me that? No. So constructive criticism, if you are open-minded, that will help you in your growth and development.
Thank you, sir. That was very nice. Thanks for giving your personal example on how you developed, to accept constructive criticism in the right way and how to work on it and, benefit from it. And we also, we could take that. Sometimes we have this ego issue. Why should someone give us the criticism? What is the necessity? We may think in the negative, but you have given your own example. And in a very dignified way, you said, yes, this is what I need to work on. And you worked on that and you've succeeded. That's really nice. Thank you, sir. Dear sir, we've come to an end to the main round of the interview, but yet we have another 5-minute session called as the rapid fire round, where we'll get to know about your likes and dislikes. May I take another 5 minutes, please?
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Dear friends who are with us, our guests, thank you for your patience. Thank you for your time. We'll have a session called as the rapid fire round, where we'll get to know the likes and dislikes of our special guest and celebrity today, Dr. Venugopal Reddiar. Dear sir, is it cakes, chocolates, or ice cream? Any one you have to select. I'll give you 3 options. You just have to select the option. It's a 1-word or 2-word answer, this entire session. For each question, or each options that I give you, 3 options, you have to just select one. If I say it's cake, chocolate, or ice cream, you should select any one which you like the best, or you say none.
All.
All? Wow. Great. That's really nice. I should have had that option. Wonderful. Is it strawberry flavor, chocolate flavor, butterscotch, vanilla?
None of those. Vanilla.
Okay. Oh, thank God. Okay. Summer, winter, autumn, rainy season, spring season. You could also say fall. You could add the fall season as well in that. I think autumn and fall is almost the same.
Yes, I would say spring.
Spring. Wonderful. That's really nice. You love to travel by land, water, or air?
Land.
You love to stay in a city, a village, or a little town?
Village.
Dear sir, when you help others, do you expect anything in return? Yes or no?
No.
The idea of a perfect day or a beautiful day in just 1 word.
Avoiding any misunderstandings and the conflicts.
Yes, that's really nice. That's nice. Are you a good cook? Yes or no?
Yes.
Your favorite cuisine?
Puttu.
Oh my God, that's so nice. After so many years, I'm getting to hear that. Puttu, that's really nice. I love that. Yeah. And it's a very healthy delicacy from India, right? Especially from Tamil Nadu and Kerala, I guess, right?
Kerala.
Rice, that's really nice. Dear sir, your favorite teacher's name or your favorite sir's name? Any one of them. In school, when you were in school?
In school, not even one.
Oh, great. Oh, yeah, I get it. I get it. Maybe from college level or from any other sector, you could just share.
That is one. Professor T.D. Gopalakrishna Pillai. Because if you want me to explain why, because he was a person who identified my strengths and he encouraged me a lot. And he gave me a lot of responsibilities when I was a very junior faculty. And he was always very supportive. And that gave me immense, boosted my self-confidence. So Professor T.D. Gopalakrishna Pillai, I'm always my gratitude. I'm deeply indebted to him.
That's really nice. What a way to give a tribute to such a great person. Wonderful, sir. That's nice. Dear sir, are you a morning person or a night person? I mean, early bird or a night owl?
These days, I'm an early bird. I usually get up in the morning just around 5 o'clock. And then I take a shower. Then I attend a webinar. And I think that I saw you today. That is that in the Madurai, they have every day at 5 p.m. they have a webinar. Were you there today?
Yellow
I saw-
pond. Yellow
Huh?
pond. Yellow pond.
Okay.
Mental
I
health
saw
webinars.
Yeah, Andrea, I saw your name. So today somebody was talking about a different theme every day. And that one starts at 5 o'clock Indian time. That
5
is
p.m.
5:30 morning for me.
Oh, it's too early. Yes.
No, it is not too early because I have no problem. Because that is, if it is something worth, then you must make time. Then you have to, no pain, no gain.
Wonderful, sir. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing. Dear sir, is it salty, sweet, spicy food or sour food?
Again, that is you cannot, because the life is not, you cannot put in one slot. That is a spicy, yes. And especially that Indian food, the cooking, that spices, they give the flavor. And without salt, it is something like that. You mean vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C. I cannot answer that one. You need all the different vitamins. The same way, whenever you cook, you need, that one needs salt, and you need spices, and sometimes you may need a sugar. So
A balance of all. A balance.
yeah,
Of
right.
Yes. That's really nice. So how do you consider yourself to be? Introvert, extrovert, or ambivert?
I am out and out an extrovert.
You love
Out and out, I am an extrovert. When I go for shopping, again, I engage in a conversation with the strangers. And if I see them having a pet dog, then I approach them and ask, what is the breed? I ask, what is the breed? And if they give me permission, I pat on that one. And I'm 100% or 200% extrovert.
That's wonderful. That's nice. Dear sir, you love socializing or me time?
Socializing I like. At the same time, I want me time also.
Great. Sir, are you a thinker, a doer, or both?
Both.
Do you believe in experiential learning or learning from books, or both?
Both.
Fresh fruits, fresh salads, or fried food?
Fresh fruits. I eat in the evening uncooked food. Evening, nothing cooked. I eat fruits, I eat nuts, I eat seeds, and because of eating nuts, some people, they make a fun of me. You have become a hard nut now.
Oh, good humor there. Sir, I would love to follow this style, during the evening time, focus on uncooked food, as you've mentioned. That's really nice. And it's healthy. Contains a lot of fiber and it's good for health. Wonderful. Right. That's nice. So if given an option, where would you love to spend your time? On a beach or in a forest?
I would like to spend my time, first priority, forest. Second, beach.
Great. You love walking, riding a two-wheeler, or driving a four-wheeler?
Walking.
Great. Are you good at singing or dancing? If you say
Both.
like both. Wow.
Both.
Both. Good. That's great. That's really nice.
But I have not done any professional that one. But if an opportunity comes, there is music and they want, okay, come on, join, come and dance. Yeah, I have no problem. And I watched so many movies. I know how to. This one.
Oh, great.
All
That's really nice.
Right. So I can dance. Then I can sing. You have heard me singing. So yes. That is it.
Yes. Enjoying life every moment, no matter what. Enjoy every second because life is only once. Yes, dear. Dear sir, you love receiving gifts or giving gifts? Receiving or giving?
More giving. and receiving also, I have no objection.
Oh, great. That's lovely. That's nice. Open to it. That's nice. Dear sir, are you a coffee or tea person?
For nearly 12 years, I was not drinking any coffee or tea. For nearly 12 years. Because my father never used to drink tea or coffee. So when I was taking care of my father, I thought, okay, why should I drink coffee or tea? And even before that, I never used to be any addict. So I stopped for nearly 12 years. Then recently, I thought, why not I try in the morning, just a coffee. So morning again, I put a little bit of Nescafe, and brew, instant brew, and one time only.
Is it with milk? Is it with milk?
Milk.
Or...
With milk.
Yes, sir. Dear sir, any phobias?
Any phobias? As it is, no. Because I don't have any phobia. The real life example, I didn't take even a single dose of COVID vaccine. When millions of people were suffering from COVID phobia, I didn't take even a single dose. And in USA, they were giving $100 if you go and take a COVID vaccine. The government was giving $100. They send me repeatedly 3 or 4 times by email. Get this one. No phobia. And first thing, I live within my means, and I have ensured I'm financially stable and secure. So I don't need to sit and worry or fear about money, lack of money. That is it. And because of my healthy lifestyle, I don't have any health problems. So what should I be worrying about? Got it?
Yes.
That is it.
Yes. Sir, do you like texting or making a call? Which one would you prioritize?
Definitely call. I called you this morning. Remember?
Yes, I get that. Yes, sir. You ask me, I prefer texting. And then if a call is really required, then again I go, and make a call, or maybe I'll go one step further. So just I asked you that. That's really nice because I received a call from you today. That's really nice. Yes, sir. Sometimes, call really makes it more personal and makes it more genuine. That's true. I appreciate what you've answered now. That's wonderful. Dear sir, your favorite day of the week. You have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday. Which is your favorite day?
I don't have any favorite day.
All our favorite days?
Any day is good day.
Okay, that's wonderful. Any nickname for you when you were a kid? Your parents called you with love? Any name?
No.
Like Venu. Did they call you Venu? Because your name is Venu. Yes,
Venu.
I get that. Wonderful. That's really nice, sir. Thank you so much for being on this beautiful journey. We have one last request from you, which will just be back in a moment with you to share with us. Dear friends, thanks for being with us through this beautiful journey, getting to know our celebrity, his thoughts, his views, and of course, his wisdom. All that we wanted to acquire today is his wisdom, which he has been gaining through all these years, decades of experience, and through experiential learning. My dear friends, it's time for the 3 magical words. Dear sir, we all know that there are 3 magical words. Please, sorry, and thank you. Apart from these 3 magical words, we would love our celebrity today, that is Dr. Venugopal Reddiar, to share 3 extra magical words, which could create an impact in our lives where we could empower ourselves focusing on those words to create magic in our lives, to transform our lives. Yes.
Should it be one word or a sentence?
It could be a sentence, or it could be 3 words, 3 individual words. It could be 3 sentences, or it could be 1 sentence, anything. Your choice.
Yeah. I would like to use 1 sentence.
Yes.
That is that was an excellent job you have done. Complimenting. Whenever I get an opportunity, I don't miss that one. When I'm traveling in the flight, if I get good service from the flight attendants, I immediately call them. and I give the feedback good. Then I ask them to give me they have any form where I can put this one. In a restaurant, if I get good quality food, I immediately compliment. So in that excellent job, good job, that is a good job.
Yes, sir. Complimenting, right?
Yes.
Is there anything else? Would you like to add 2 more words? One is compliment. 2 more words are left. Would you like to add 2 more words and create some magic for us?
If I want this one, then say that is a volunteering.
Volunteering. Wonderful.
Volunteering. That you don't have to wait for somebody to ask for your help. So when I'm walking, if I see that it's okay, a person is trying to get something out of the car here also, a woman or man or whoever it is, and I say, can I help you? Can I help you? So that volunteering. And then that is encouraging.
Beautiful.
Encouraging people. Then I usually tell them, even to my son also, that is, it is better to try and fail than never to have tried. So that one will give them that courage and confidence to do something. Try that one. Yeah, it is better to try and fail. When you went for the interview, I said, okay, try that one. Okay, do your best. And if you don't get selected, the sky is not going to fall on you. Just, that is it.
100%. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us and for keeping us, active all throughout the session with all your thoughts, your experiences, your anecdotes, and just everything. We really hope that you come back very soon and share more information, more experiences, and make this stage a bright one, a happier one, and of course, one filled with wisdom and knowledge. Thank you very much. Thanks for all that you've done for us today. Thank you. Stay blessed.
Okay. Thank you, Kusalji.
Thank you, sir.
And I hope that is the people who watch this interview, they will gain something useful, and the session will be very thought-provoking, and they will get a lot of insights. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. That's really wonderful. My dear guests who are present with us, thank you very much for your time. Stay connected and stay blessed. We sign off now from the International Fab Talks. We see you soon again. Have a wonderful day. God bless.
Thank you.